Lesson 3. I do not understand anything I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place. Introduction. Clearing the path to truth. A Course in Miracles invites us into a radical practice, seeing the world without judgment. In Lesson 3, we confront the ego's incessant need to label, judge, and assign meaning. The exercise is deceptively simple, yet profoundly transformative. Apply the statement, I do not understand anything I see, to everything around you. This isn't just an exercise in observation, it's an unlearning, a deliberate dismantling of the ego's illusions. Let's unpack why this lesson matters, how it challenges our conditioning, and what freedom lies on the other side of its practice. What's the point of this exercise? The goal is not to perfect a technique, but to clear the mind of past associations. Why? Because every object, every relationship, and every situation we see is cloaked in layers of meaning we've assigned to it based on past experiences. These meanings are often fraught with judgment, fear, guilt, or attachment. Jesus explains that clearing the mind allows us to see things exactly as they are in the present moment, free from the distortions of our ego-driven past. By recognizing how little we truly understand about anything, we create space for something greater. Clarity, peace, and the possibility of seeing through the lens of love instead of fear. No judgment, no problem. Jesus says, these are not exercises in judgment. Let's sit with that for a moment. Judgment is the ego's favorite pastime. It labels, compares, ranks, and criticizes, all in an effort to maintain its control over your perception. Judgment keeps us in the past, tethered to old wounds, beliefs, and narratives. This exercise helps us loosen the ego's grip by removing judgment from the equation. Instead of assigning value or meaning to what you see, you practice neutrality. Why is neutrality so important? Because judgment blocks understanding. The more you judge something, the less open you are to seeing it for what it truly is. Neutrality clears the way for peace. What about emotionally charged objects or experiences? Jesus acknowledges that some things you see will carry emotional weight, memories, associations, or unresolved feelings. The exercise isn't asking you to suppress these emotions, but to set them aside for now. This neutrality isn't a denial of feeling. It's an invitation to step back and see without interference. For example, you see a photo of a loved one. Normally, you might feel love or pain based on your memories of them. This lesson asks you to pause, recognize the photo as it is now, and notice how little you truly understand about what it represents. By laying aside these emotions, even briefly, you begin to loosen the grip of past meanings. You begin to see the object as it is, not as your ego claims it to be. One thing is like another. Jesus emphasizes that, for this purpose, one thing is like another, equally suitable and equally useful. This equality is key to the exercise. It reminds us that no object, no situation, and no person is more or less deserving of our open-mindedness. Everything is a lesson. Everything is a doorway to freedom if we let it be. Think about it. A coffee mug is just as suitable for this exercise as a photograph. A stranger on the street is just as useful as a close friend. The ego wants to rank everything, to make some things special and others irrelevant. This lesson strips away those distinctions and invites us into a space of equality and openness. Why clear the mind? Clearing the mind of judgment and past associations is essential for one reason: to see things as they are now. Most of us live in a mental fog, perceiving the present moment through the distorted lens of our past. By clearing the mind, we allow the truth to shine through. We begin to see the innocence in others, the neutrality of situations, the possibility of peace in every moment. The ego's narrative dissolves, leaving behind a quiet stillness where love and understanding can emerge. Freedom lies in I don't understand. It might feel unsettling at first to admit, I do not understand anything I see. The ego thrives on certainty, even if that certainty is based on illusion. But in truth, not understanding is liberating. When you let go of the need to know, you create space for wisdom to arise. When you stop defining the world through judgment, you start to experience it with clarity. This lesson, is an act of surrender, a willingness to admit that the meanings we've assigned to the world may not be true, and that's okay. Freedom doesn't come from figuring it all out, it comes from releasing the need to. How to practice Lesson 3. Find a space. It could be a room, a street, or even a single window. Apply the idea. Look around and say, I do not understand anything I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place. Include everything. Don't skip over objects or people that feel emotionally charged. If it's in your view, it's part of the exercise. Stay open. Avoid questioning whether something is suitable. Everything is equally suitable for this practice. The takeaway. Lesson 3 is a gentle but profound practice in unlearning. It reminds us that our judgments, associations, and beliefs are not the truth, they are the ego's creations. By letting go of judgment, we clear a path to seeing the world and ourselves through the eyes of love. In truth, the only thing we can ever say with certainty is this: I do not understand. But from that humility, understanding begins.